This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Let's talk about the next match. We're going to be talking about R-Truth and Ted Dibiase, but here's how we got here. On the April 5th Raw, Dibiase was given possession of the $1 million title and access to a trust fund by his father, of course, the $1 Million Man, Ted Dibiase. Ted Jr. then began looking for a Virgil, a manservant like his father used to have, and he offers the position to R-Truth, who refuses, and that leads to a feud between the two. After losing a match to John Morrison, Dibiase attacks him, prompting R-Truth to interfere and save Morrison. And here's our match. R-Truth and Ted Dibiase Jr. They get 7 minutes and 45 seconds. Meltzer would write, Matt Stryker's tidbit here was that Virgil was earning 3 times the money working for Dibiase as he did for working for his father. A few fans are trying to get the Virgil chant going, but it doesn't take. It's pretty hilarious when you think about the idea that the former Virgil, Mike Jones, is here in 2010. You got any good Mike Jones, Virgil stories you can share with us from back in the day?
Smallest head I ever saw.
Yeah.
Kurt Hennig and myself are walking down a hall, and Virgil is in front of us. And we're bullshitting. And Kurt looks up, and I looked up to see what he was looking at. And it's funny. It's like wrestlers can communicate with kayfabe language or just one word, and you know what the other guy's talking about. And he looked at him, and he looked at me, and he said, Beetlejuice.
Wow.
I had to sit down. I was laughing so hard. Absolutely hilarious. It fit because he was jacked and he had wide shoulders and he looked like there was just a walnut sitting up there. And it was hilarious.
It was hilarious to see him here. You know, he's gone on to become an internet legend. I think he's got a couple of friends of his who help him run his Twitter. And he has become a funny character online. R-Truth gets the win here. Well, it's a clean pin using the lie detector. Nice little story, nice little setup. What did you think of the actual match here between R-Truth and Ted Dibiase Jr.?
Well, I think Teddy got hurt. I think he got a concussion, which might have put a little bit of damper on the match. I don't remember the entire match, but the one thing that I would back up and say, and I'm being a historian, prior to this, Teddy was with Cody and Randy. Correct?
Yes.
And it's been a while back, but that thing was on fire. And before you can really comment on the match we're talking about today, you got to look at the fact that that was another one that got shot in the foot way too soon. And it was another one that I voiced my views on when they were talking about, they were just getting rolling as a unit. They looked incredible together. They worked incredible together. At that particular time, Randy was viewed as the veteran. They got the rub off of Randy, but they held their end up. Both of those kids did. And that thing should have went another year before you ever split anybody off from anybody, because once you split Cody and Teddy off from Randy, it became a little bit diluted. And then you turn those guys on each other, even more diluted. So what you got with this version of Ted Dibiase was a guy that was just getting kicked down the ladder at warp speed. And that's probably the view that the audience had, which made them getting invested in this angle whatsoever probably a tough chore.
Yeah, and you hate to see it because Ted had a great look. His work was good. And
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.